Hey guys, it's Aaron and welcome back to the House of Aaron. Welcome back to the house where we talk news, celebrities, and hot topics. I'm excited to be with you guys on this Thursday afternoon. You guys, we have a really exciting episode of House Call today because we got some good things to talk about. So first things first, we're going to get into Miss Cynthia Bailey of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. You guys, she is speaking on the possibility of leaving the show. I know, okay? And what would drive her to that point? So we're going to get into it. Also, y'all, okay, we have to talk about Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, okay? I don't know if you guys caught the premiere, but I did. And you guys, it exceeded my expectations. So we definitely going to get into some things. I also want to mention the Weeknd performing at the 2021 Super Bowl. What's going on? So if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. And let's get straight into the video. Let's get straight into the meat and potatoes of everything. First things first, we're going to get into Miss Cynthia Bailey. She is speaking to Showbiz Cheat Sheet about the possibility of leaving the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And of course, like I said earlier, what would drive her to that point? When asked what would make her leave the show, Miss Bailey said that I think one of my deal breakers would be if I'm no longer interested in being part of the show. If I felt like it no longer made me happy spiritually, mentally, and emotionally, if I was no longer happy being a part of the show, I would just say I am done with it. Cynthia Bailey also says that another deal breaker for her would be if the show was negatively affecting her marriage or her relationships with other family members. The RHOA star says that she values those relationships and will do what it takes to make sure that those relationships thrive, okay? And so basically, in a nutshell, she's saying that she would leave the show if it affected her marriage, if it affected her family relationships, and if it made her not happy, right? And so my whole thing is, okay, in my humble opinion, and I know you guys get tired of me, going in on Cynthia. Somebody commented the other day saying, why you always going in on Cynthia? She don't ever do nothing to nobody. I go in on all the girls, okay? So just get used to it. But in my opinion, I don't believe Cynthia, okay? I don't believe her for not 1 second. I don't think she would leave the show if she was unhappy. I don't think she would leave the show if it was affecting her marriage or her family relationships. Because guess what? She's been unhappy before on the show and didn't leave. She's been letting the show affect her marriage and her family relationships, and she never left, okay? So I simply just don't believe what's coming out of Cynthia Bailey's mouth. And I'll give you a couple of examples. So, Exhibit A. Why hasn't Cynthia Bailey moved to LA full-time yet? Okay, why hasn't she moved to LA to be with her husband? You guys know that Cynthia got married back in October to her husband, Mike Hill, okay? #chill. And you guys, she is steady not trying to go to LA to live with her man, but instead she wants to live this bi-coastal life. Now, I don't think she wants to live bi-coastal because she just loves Atlanta so much, okay? Maybe, okay? That could be a possibility. I don't know what she's thinking. I'm not inside her head. But in my opinion, I kind of feel like she wants to be bi-coastal because she wants to keep her job over there at the Real Housewives of the Atlanta. And so to me, it looks like she is pulling a Kenya, all right? You guys know how Kenya is married to Mark, but they couldn't decide whether they wanted to live in Atlanta full-time, if they wanted to live in New York full-time. They ended up living in separate states. Mind you, New York and Georgia are nowhere near each other. It's a quick little hour-and-a-half flight, but that's still far as hell. And we knew the fate of Kenya's marriage, and so I'm hoping that Cynthia's marriage isn't going to follow in Kenya's footsteps. I just kind of feel like, Cynthia, you're playing with fire, okay? And you're jeopardizing your relationship, your marriage, your family for reality television. And that is simply why I don't believe anything you're saying. Another example, Real Housewives of Atlanta, a long time ago, okay, years ago, affected her marriage, okay, Cynthia's marriage to Peter, okay? You guys remember when Peter was on the show and he was upset and annoyed and irritated that Cynthia was putting all of her energy and effort into filming Housewives and being Nene's best friend, okay? This was around the time when people were saying that, Cynthia was in Nene's shadow and Cynthia was Nene's lapdog and Cynthia doesn't have a backbone, etc., etc. And Peter sat up there on the television cameras and said, girl, you talk to Nene too much, okay? You put too much energy into this damn show and into Nene, and I'm not receiving enough attention. And you guys, even when it was brought to Cynthia's attention that the show and Nene was negatively affecting her marriage, she did not quit the show. She remained on the show. So all in all, unless Cynthia has had this big, great awakening that she doesn't want to jeopardize her family for anything, okay, or her marriage for anything, unless that has happened, I don't believe her. I think Cynthia wants to ride on the Real Housewives of Atlanta train until the wheels fall off. This girl is not going to leave the show. And guess what? I don't blame her because it's a check, okay? I would not want to lose a check either. We're going through a whole global pandemic. Y'all's president, Donald J. Trump, got us in a whole recession because he didn't want to do Nathan regarding the global pandemic. And so you really nowadays can't go without a job. So I completely understand why Cynthia would want to stay on the show, but at the same time, don't be doing interviews lying to us like you would just quit the show as soon as it started affecting your marriage, because I just don't believe that. I just don't. So let me know how you guys feel about the situation down below. Now let's get into Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, because you guys, this was so good, okay? It met my expectations. It exceeded my expectations. You guys know that on yesterday's episode of House Call, I said that this was, Bravo's flagship, okay, new flagship show. They were putting all of their eggs in this one basket. And guess what? It was worth it because it seems like Salt Lake City is going to be a really big hit. Their premiere episode was really good. So let me know down in the comments below if you guys tuned into the premiere episode, and if you haven't, you need to, because y'all, it was very scandalous and I was here for it. So I want to do a mini review. I'm not going to go into details about the storylines and things like that, but I just wanted to go over a couple of things that I noticed on the show. So first things first, you guys know that the show is filmed in Salt Lake City, Utah, right? And so it's supposed to be icy, it's supposed to be snow, it's supposed to be cold. When they were doing a lot of the B-roll and showing a lot of the shots of the city and whatnot, I noticed that the mountains, okay, barely had any snow on them. It looked like global warming was happening right before our eyes, all right? Am I the only one that noticed that? And so it kind of just reminded me of, wow, I'm really happy that I voted for Joe Biden because, he believes in climate change. And it looks like climate change is happening right before our eyes on this show. Let me know if you thought the same thing. Let's get into Miss Jen, okay? Jen is fabulous. She is my favorite character on the show. She's rich. She's beautiful. She's married to a fine black man and has beautiful black children. And her personality is just like a star, okay? You can tell that she is definitely going to be the star of the show. Let's talk about this Mormonism thing. Apparently, the dominant religion in Salt Lake City is Mormonism, right? Everyone's a Mormon. That's all that they were talking about on this first episode is, I'm a Mormon this and I'm a Mormon that, and the Mormon church kicked me out and this, that, and the third. And I'm just like, oh my God, like y'all live to be Mormons up there at the Salt Lake of the city. But as I kept watching and as they kept telling stories about Mormonism, it seemed to me that Mormonism is just a little bit racist, okay? And I say that because Heather, who is one of the blondes on the show, I really liked her. She's a really cute girl. She has a really good personality. She was saying how she loves black men and she loves to date black men, and the Mormon church would not accept that. Jen also said that she realized that the Mormon church didn't accept black people into the religion until the 1970s. When I heard that, I was just like, oh, hell no, okay? So it seemed like Mormonism was just a bit too racist. If it ain't racist, educate me down in the comments below. But that's the vibe I was getting off of this premiere episode. I want to speak on Lisa real quick. Lisa is bad, okay? She is fabulous, okay? She, I think, is my second favorite. I like Jen, Lisa, and Heather. I feel like they're really, really good characters. She is the one with the tequila business. She has all these tequilas. She's coming out with a vodka, and she seems fabulous. She seems rich. She seems confident. I love her stance as far as her lifestyle is concerned. She said, baby, I don't cook, I don't clean, I just make the money, and I'm here to just be a bad bitch, okay? Period. So Lisa is my girl so far. I like her. Mary, okay? Now, y'all know Mary. She is the one that got everybody talking before the show even aired, because she is the black lady on the show that married her step grandfather. And we talked about this, I guess, last episode. You know, I really don't care. I think it's weird. I honestly think it's disgusting, if you ask me, that you are effing your step granddaddy. But apparently it was arranged so that the money that her grandmother had, or her empire, or her legacy, would be kept within her family. It's just weird. You guys, like, I don't know. I just feel like that's what wills are for, okay? If you know you have a terminal illness, if you know you're about to die, if you know you're getting up there in age, just write a will. And if you just write a will, your grandbabies won't have to marry those sloppy seconds. Like, ew, it's just disgusting. But anyways, Mary, to me, what's interesting about her is that she is into labels. I guess you would call her the Marlo Hampton of the show. She loves fashion. She's into Fendi and Valentino and Chanel and Balmain and Gucci and Louis and all this other type of stuff. She was talking about fashion. But yet in the confessionals and even in real life, her hair was horrid. Her hair was horrible. And my whole thing is, how are you buying Valentino and Balmain, but yet you can't get a good lace frontal? It makes no type of sense to me. And I think it's because they live in Salt Lake City, and maybe there's not a lot of black people up there in Salt Lake City. That's my assumption, because I just don't see no other reason. Mary, if you're watching this video, girl, get you a new wig, okay? Instead of buying that new Chanel bag, get you a plethora of wigs, get you a good stylist that's gonna lay it, because it's a mess. Like, I don't understand people who go on television with their hair looking crazy. I don't know. I'm sorry. Like, I really shouldn't be speaking on a woman's hair, but it's just crazy to me how you can buy Chanel and all that other stuff and your wig just not be on point. Let me know how you guys feel about that down in the comments below. And then the fact that Mary was going in on Jen's aunt, I just could not, okay? When she said the thing about, you know, why is your aunt getting her legs amputated? Like, that just means she had a bad diet. And you guys, when she said that, I just about fell out, okay? That was the funniest, shadiest part of the whole episode. And I was all the way here for it. All right, so if you guys tuned in to Salt Lake City, let me know how you guys felt about the premiere episode down below. All right, you guys, so last but not least, I did want to get into the Super Bowl, okay? Who's going to be performing at the Super Bowl halftime show? Well, it has been announced that The Weeknd is going to be performing. And you guys, I don't know, okay? Now, I want to start off by saying that The Weeknd, he is a really good artist in my opinion. I'm a fan, okay? When he first came out, I didn't get it. I was just like, who is this? It don't sound too good. It ain't sounding too hot. I just don't understand it. And then as I started to listen more, I started to give him a chance. He started to grow on me. So I became a slick Weeknd fan. Now, him performing at the halftime show at the Super Bowl, it's just beyond me, okay? It's beyond me at this point, okay? I don't even have the bandwidth to even process this, because first off, when I think of the Super Bowl halftime, I think of icons and legends. And though The Weeknd may be on his way to icon or legendary status, he ain't reached it yet, okay? He ain't nowhere near that level. And so I just don't understand what Jay-Z and the rest of them are doing over there at the NFL, thinking that The Weeknd was a great choice. Also, The Weeknd is known for his hits, okay? He's known for his pop singles, he's not really known to be the best performer. He kind of just stands there. Okay, I've never seen a Weeknd performance. They've always been cute, okay, but I've never seen a performance by him that made me go, wow, that was good, okay. You know, he always has cute clothes on. He always has cute lights and lasers flying around him. But as far as the performance itself, it don't really be there. And so I'm interested to see how he's going to put a whole halftime show together. All right. So let me know how you guys feel about that down in the comments below. How do you guys feel about Salt Lake City? Let's get into some things like, do y'all agree with Mary in this wig that she got on? And then Cynthia Bailey. Okay. She's talking about what would drive her to leave the show. Do y'all believe that Cynthia Bailey would leave the show to save her marriage? History is saying no, okay? But her mouth is saying otherwise. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. I will be back in a couple of hours because, y'all, we have a Potomac reunion video with a bunch of tea that we have to spill. So stay tuned. I love you guys, and don't forget to create a great day. Bye.